everybody, and welcome back to 365 Frugal Ideas for the Year. Today's tip is use your library. Libraries are an amazing resource. They are free. They are already paid for by taxes. And I mean, your taxes for the library are not that much. Most people pay less to the library each year than they do for a Netflix membership for 1 month. So really, I mean, it's already paid for. It's free. Use it. So you don't read. That's okay. Do you like audiobooks? They have audiobooks. Maybe you have an odd schedule. They frequently have things like Libby and Hoopla, all sorts of online things. We even have libraries in my area. I mean, I'm really lucky. I live equidistant from 3 libraries, and though obviously they all have some of the same resources like books and movies, they also have their own little different things. They all have some sort of a library of things that varies. Some have more kids type stuff. The one that I prefer to go to has things like tools and kitchen gadgets, which I love. My drill battery ran out this summer and I was broke. I had just bought a miter saw and a couple of other tools, so I had no more in my tool budget. And when it broke, I was able to borrow a drill and a sander from my library, so I didn't have that. Great, now I have to go and replace the battery, and that's another $100. So that's really nice. I also so they have libraries of things. Another library, one of the other ones, has fishing poles. I live on a lake, so that's actually really convenient. And we have a lot of rivers and lakes and waterways near us. So fishing is a big thing. They have movies. They have video games. Your Switch console, Nintendo. I'm trying to think, PlayStation. They have like 5 or 6 different systems that they have video games you can rent for. DVDs, Blu-rays, Chromebooks, internet. They actually have a hotspot that you can check out and take home. And if you can't check your things out from the library because maybe you have an odd schedule, you can actually get your stuff put in a little locker and get it there. You also can pick up Amazon packages there. You have, I'm trying to think, there's so much. The internet, that's obvious, and computer access there. Activities. They have events. One of the libraries near me actually has fitness classes like yoga, and I can't remember what else. I've lived near libraries where they have English cafes. So if you're learning to speak English, I lived in an area, when I lived in Florida, we had a large influx of Spanish-speaking, Haitian-speaking, and German-speaking people in our county. And so the libraries would have cafes. It was like English cafes, and it was specifically for people who were learning the language so they could get experience with the language. And then there's I'm trying to think of some of the, I mean, there's so many resources at the library. Library of things. And then there's movies. You could check out movies. You can learn new things because, you know, librarians are a wealth of information. You have a question, ask a librarian. I actually renewed my driver's license at my library last year, the beginning of this year, I can't remember, about a year-ish ago. So yeah, last year I did, because yeah. So last year I renewed my driver's license at the library instead of having to go and wait in line at the DMV. That does tend to be a more rural thing because they do outreach so that we don't have to drive a half hour to the nearest DMV. But I've also seen them have things like WIC clinics, and other social services. I'm trying to think of all the different ones I've seen. dental clinics, I think. Vision clinics, possibly. So all sorts of sources, and you don't know what your library has until you go in. And my library, what I like about it is it's fine free on books. So if I check out a movie and I have that overdue, I do have a fine. But if I check out a book and I forget that it's in my on my bedside table or in my car and I return it a month late, I have no fines. And that is really helpful. Some libraries have, where I used to live in Florida, they had read down fines in Lee County where any kid under the age of 18 could go and they got $2 credited for every 15 minutes they read. And it was during specific times and they could read down fines. And that was really beneficial to them. I'm trying to think, there's so many free sources and resources. Seeds. I got a bunch of seeds from my library last year. I actually, two of the three libraries near us have like little Keurig stations where you can get coffee or apple cider or hot cocoa for the kids. So that can be nice. One of the libraries does a free bag of popcorn if you rent 2 movies. So popcorn in a movie. Another one does, and the movies were free. So it's not like you're paying to rent the movie and getting a free bag of popcorn. If you rent 2 free movies, you get a free bag of popcorn too. Probably, I'm wondering if you could just rent 1 movie and still get the popcorn if you ask nice. I don't know. I haven't tried, but I don't eat popcorn. So there is so much at your library. I cannot tell you. When I worked at CPS in Chicago, when I worked at Chicago Public Schools, they had a thing where every student automatically got a library card and had access to an entire online catalog, which is good and bad. I mean, I think kids need real books in their hands, but a lot of them have summer reading programs. I nanny, and I did the summer reading program in the library district with the child I nanny for, and they got multiple free prizes and a book, and they could get things like free kids meals at restaurants and like free miniature golf at a place and all sorts of stuff, like a free baseball game. So there's stuff like that. Libraries need me to do winter book clubs as well. The thing I like about mine is they actually have it for not just children, but adults. So if you read as an adult, and I always forget to fill out my book log, I really should. You can, for every so many books that you read, you can get an entrance into a raffle to win like a $25 Amazon gift card or such. Then there's, so there's the winter reading, the summer reading programs. They have, every library I've ever been at has stuff for kids, especially in the summer. I've taken my kid to reptile shows. I know that they frequently will have like a movie thing where the kids all watch a movie together. They obviously have numerous crafts and art things. Even during COVID, my local library had take and make crafts where you could take the craft with the instructions and the supplies and make it. I went to an event. It was for PMS, Paranormal Moms Society, and it's a women's run organization, and they're kind of ghost hunters. It was really interesting, and it was fun to learn about. Something I wouldn't have done if I had to pay for it, but something that was a nice free activity to do at my library. So go to your library, ask them what they have, ask them what services they have, ask them what events they have. Some stuff you do have to pay for. Like there's a bus tour to, I don't remember, some museum or something next month, and that's like $30. But I mean, still reasonable. They do events throughout the community. See what is available. And no matter what, your librarian is going to know so much. Librarians are the nicest people you could ever meet, and they're helpful. They love to help, and you can ask any question. I mean, I don't know how I would have survived without librarians. And it's a quiet space. It's nice. It's a calm environment. You can just relax and read a book. You can go in the library. Even I've even gone into libraries if I'm traveling and I'm feeling overwhelmed. I know I can find a local library, go in, sit, read a book. It's going to be climate controlled. I'm not going to be too hot. I'm not going to be too cold. Lighting can be an issue because most of them have fluorescent lights, but that's a me thing. I can normally find a quiet corner, decompress, gain my composure. If I'm camping and it's a really hot weekend, it's a nice way to cool off without having any worries. Toys. Libraries have toys too. I forgot. So I was camping with my kid when he was like 3 or 4 years old, and he wanted to stop at the library because, being my child, when he was young, he really loved the library. And so I was like, oh, okay, why not? We went in and they had like a whole toy area where they could play. And lots of libraries have games, puzzles. I was just doing a puzzle with a librarian tonight. Toys. I go to one of the libraries I go to with the kid I nanny for has toys. The other one has games that you can check out and play there. They have activities and scavenger hunts, and there's just so much. So go check out your library, see what it has to offer, see what free things you can do. One of the best things you can do to save money, and you never have to buy another book again. You can check it out. If your library doesn't have it, they're part of a system. You can request it. It'll get shipped to your library. You can check it out. Same with movies, tons of stuff. So go to your closest library, get your library card, see what they have. Find an event you want to try or a game. I get spices. That's another thing. Spices. I get a new spice every month from my library. So a lot of the time, those miscellaneous spices that I don't use a lot of, and if I get a jar, it'll lose all its flavor before I can use it. Get an envelope of spices once a month. Go to your library, check it out, see what they have, talk to your librarian. Even if you are a phenomenally shy or introverted person, librarians are amazing. They are kind, they are helpful, and they really tend to be great people. So go check out your library, save some money, see what they have to offer, and enjoy. That is today's tip. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Don't forget to come back tomorrow for another tip, and keep being frugal and saving money. Oh, and if you like these tips, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Thanks, and have a great day.